Alright guys, welcome back to another video, and today we're here to take a look at Battlefield 6 running on the Asus ROG Ally. This is a device I just got here recently, and it is the device that I've been playing a lot of different Windows games and stuff like that. You guys will see a lot of videos coming out just testing different games on here. I do things a little differently than other people do with these devices. I like to test them to the max. I'm not here to try to get like 120 frames per second or anything like that. If I spent $1,000 on this device, I want to push the device to its limit and see how many games I can get running on ultra or high, or what settings I need to adjust to get them to look as beautiful as possible. That's how I like to play my games on here, so that's how these videos are going to be concentrated on, you know, what we're doing here. So let's go ahead and get into the video.
Gaming tech, eating brekkie is the gaming tech, going for a recce is the gaming tech, gaming tech is the gaming tech, gaming techie.
Alright guys, so here we are on the Xbox Ally right here, the X version, and we are going to today take a look at Battlefield 6. I have this game running on Steam, and we're going to go ahead and launch it right now. I'll go through the settings and then we'll show some gameplay to show you guys how well this actually works. Usually when I do these videos, I do these things a little bit differently. I am running on battery power, but I try to run these at max because for me personally, if I'm spending $1,000 on this device, I kind of want to see, for these heavier games at least, on how much battery life I'm going to get, but also by running it at the maximum, you know, possibility. I want to see like how many frames per second I'm going to get if I run the game at ultra, or, you know, whatever the case may be. I don't want to run it, you know, in any other fashion. You know, I know some people out there do it a little bit differently where they're like, oh, I want Battlefield to, you know, run at medium settings so I can get like higher FPS at 120, or if I can get maximum battery life. If you want that, then there's obviously videos out there for that. But in these videos that I'm putting out for the Xbox Ally X, I want to do things where I'm pushing the device to its limit and seeing what FPS we get by running everything at maximum, because I feel like I don't see a lot of that on YouTube, and I see a lot of people just trying to, you know, get like 120 frames per second, or just trying to maximize battery life and kind of reach like a happy medium. Where for me, I just want to push this as far as possible and see how much we can get out of it. So here we are at the main menu right now. We're going to go ahead and skip through here. So you can see Battlefield 6 is right here. My FPS and stuff like that will be in the corner. We'll talk about that as we go through. So let's go ahead and first take a look at the settings that we have going on so you guys can see them on what we have for this game in particular. So I have everything set to custom, of course. So the graphics quality, as you can see, what I do with these graphic quality updates is I change everything to ultra. As you can see here, everything is set to ultra or high because that's the highest that goes in that situation. And the only thing I really change is anything shadow quality. If I can't get 60 frames per second or close to it on these devices, then what I change first is shadow quality, because shadow to me is like the least important thing. I'd rather have like, you know, the effects quality and the texture quality and all that stuff raised to maximum in ultra, and just kind of lower the shadow related stuff. So I have this set to medium, this set to PCF, and reflection quality is the other thing I usually set to medium as well. So but everything else is set to ultra, as you guys are looking at here, and it is set to, you know, run at you know, maximum quality as far as the resolution of the screen, 1080p. I do have FSR right now set to quality, so we're using AMD frame rate generation that is turned on, and it is set to quality. So I don't even have it set to performance or anything. We're going to be running it at quality and seeing how much we can get out of AMD FSR right now. We're going to be taking a look at some Conquest, which is what a lot of people like to see on these devices here. So here we are in Conquest here. We're going to pick the Assault class. Up to 64 players on here. I figure I picked Conquest just because it has the most going on. And we'll show a few minutes of gameplay on here so you guys can get an idea of what you guys can expect out of here. And I'll talk about the frames per second as we're moving along. We're right now sitting at exactly 60 frames per second, 63, 59, 57. It stays in the high 50s, upper 60s as well, even with everything going on. So I feel like 57 frames a second and you know, most of the time sitting at 60 like you guys are seeing there in the top corner is very much fine for me. I should have obviously picked the vehicle instead of walking, but that's fine. Could have gotten there faster. But it looks outstanding. I mean, who would have thought that we would have had Battlefield 6 in our hands, running this well and running, like, looking this good on a handheld? I mean, this is insane if you would have told me this a few years ago. I mean, it looks awesome. I mean, just look at how good this game actually looks on here. And it's staying at a good clip at, like, usually above 60 or above. Sometimes with dips into, like, 57s, 56, but nothing too crazy. Well, it doesn't get much... Oh, boy. There's an explosion. The explosions don't look so good. I mean, the game looks good in general, but would have never thought it would look this good on a handheld, that's for sure. Also playing this behind a camera, so don't be surprised if I get my ass kicked. I just killed myself for getting stuck behind a box here while I threw that grenade, so that was fun. Yeah, it runs really well, like you can see on the top corner, 56, 57. I'll do a couple minutes of gameplay without me talking at full volume here, so you guys can enjoy. But yeah, guys, you guys can see it runs really, really well on here, maintaining mostly 55 to 60 FPS the whole entire time. Besides that gigantic explosion that you guys saw, but it runs super well on AMD frame rate generation with everything set to quality and a lot of things set to ultra. I can't believe Battlefield runs this well on a handheld here, and it looks amazing on here, I'm not gonna lie. And this is definitely a worthy one to look into here. Sorry, my gameplay wasn't great. I got like 2 kills the whole entire time, I think. But you guys are here to see the gameplay and see how well the game looks anyway, not my skills. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that with everything going on here, the scenery in the background and everything. It looks freaking awesome. So check out Battlefield on the Asus Xbox Rog Ally.